Welcome back to the IDP Plus Moneyline Podcast. This is the Anytime Touchdown Best Bets episode. How's everybody doing? My name is Johnny the Greek. I am covering for Axton this week. He is out deer hunting, which is pretty cool. Good for him. But yeah, with that in mind, I got you covered for 3 Anytime Touchdown prop bets this week. Decent prices, decent chances of happening. I like to balance those things for my content. So that's what you're getting this week. Let's get into it. We are going to start with our first favorite anytime touchdown bet for week 11. And I've got 2 in 1 game, but I think it's a great setup for us to get some touchdowns here. And Vegas tends to agree with the over-under they've got for this one. So I'm going to go Breece Hall anytime touchdown, which is minus 155 for Jets at Colts this week. And price-wise, I mean, that's okay, not great. You could go 2 touchdowns if you're feeling generous. That'll get you a much better price, but far less likely to happen. Or you could parlay this with something else, something safe, and increase that price a little bit. But not a bad price overall. It just means it's likely to happen. So here's what I'm thinking. Breece Hall is facing an Indianapolis rush defense that is horrendous. They are allowing 148.3 yards per game on the ground each and every week, and that is the 3rd worst across the entire league. That's a great setup to begin with because New York's going to know that. They're not dumb. And they're probably going to dial him up early and often to expose this weakness that Indianapolis has. So we should be getting, our normal amount of attempts, rushing attempts for Hall, and then some against this porous Indianapolis rush defense. Breece Hall has scored a touchdown in 4 of 10 games this season. So, not as much as we would like, but that just means he's due, and he's in a great situation to make this happen this week. Especially with Indianapolis rolling out Anthony Richardson under center. That means that, we're going to get more 3 and outs than we normally get from Indy, more interceptions than we normally get from Indy, more offensive chances in time of possession for New York, which increases our chances of Breece Hall getting this touchdown. Indianapolis is also the worst time of possession team across the entire league. So that's extra time, offensive time for the Jets right there on top of that. So we've got, different factors coming together. A bad rush defense for Indy, bad time of possession for Indy, rookie quarterback who's essentially a backup quarterback starting for Indy that's going to make mistakes, leading to more offensive possession for the Jets. And it's Breece Hall. He's a great player. He's a very productive player. It's a coin flip chance he's getting into the end zone any week anyway, but this is just a matchup that favors him having the ability to do so this week. So I like that one quite a bit. Breece Hall, minus 155, anytime touchdown against the Colts this week. All righty. The second favorite touchdown bet, anytime touchdown bet this week. Little bit wild, but good price and good chance of this happening. I think we're going to go Nick Chubb. Anytime touchdown, minus 110, so better price there. Browns are going to New Orleans to face the Saints this week. And Chubb hasn't scored a lot this season. He's only been back a few games. He did score that first game he came back. But he's in a great position to do so this week against a Saints rush defense that is the 6th worst across the entire league and allows 141 yards per game on the ground. That's quite a bit. So Cleveland has a great shot to keep this game close. Vegas thinks so with the 1-point spread. So we don't have to worry about a negative game script. Cleveland being behind by, 14, 21 points, having to abandon the run and just try and pass their way back into it. With a 1-point spread like this, that's Vegas suggesting that we're going to have a close game and a back and forth affair. And that's already good for our chances of Chubb getting into the end zone. Jameis Winston's going to be under center for Cleveland this week, and they know what they've got with him, right? The odds are good that he's going to turn it over, that he's going to throw interceptions. So I would think that the Cleveland coaching staff goes with a more conservative game plan, far more run, play defense, limit mistakes type deal, instead of just letting Jameis Winston go crazy with the football. And that equals more rush attempts, more rush yards, and more opportunities for Nick Chubb to get into the end zone. So I think this is a great mix of price and opportunity from a few different angles for Nick Chubb to get into the end zone this week. So we're going to take him anytime touchdown, minus 110. Alrighty, and that is gonna take us to the last one here. We're going back to Jets Colts, and we're gonna take Jonathan Taylor this time. Anytime touchdown, minus 155 against the Jets. So Taylor has scored in 4 of 10 games this season, and he's got a great shot to do so this week against a Jets rush defense that is the 8th worst across the league and allows 134 yards per game on the ground. Jonathan Taylor, whatever you think about Anthony Richardson, yes, that may get rid of some of his goal line carries, but Taylor had 100 yards before halftime last week, so he's playing very well. This Jets rush defense is not great. All we need is for him to break one, 10, 15, 20 yards out, and he's in the end zone. And I'm sure, if they do get to the 1 or the goal line, he'll get some carries in that situation, right? It's not, they don't want to kill Anthony Richardson by having him, run into a pile of dudes and get concussed over and over again. So I do think Taylor will get some goal line carries. He's going up against a really bad Jets rush defense, so he'll probably be involved more so than usual. Not to mention that when Anthony Richardson is under center, they don't throw a lot to begin with. The Colts, they're much more a run and play defense type team when he's starting for them. So this all lines up really well, I think, for Taylor to have a good shot to get into the end zone. And New York has stunk recently, so a possible game script maybe isn't in the cards for Jonathan Taylor in Indianapolis this week, right? This is not the kind of Jets team that's going to get out in front by 14, 21, 28 points and force Indianapolis to shut down the run game and try and pass to play catch up. I just don't think the Jets are good enough to make that a reality this week. So I think this game stays close. That's good for us. That's good for Jonathan Taylor and his rushing attempts. And then up against this bad rush defense, he's got a good shot to get into the end zone. So I like that one quite a bit. Is my third favorite. Jonathan Taylor minus 155 up against the Jets, anytime touchdown. And that's pretty much all I got. Thank you guys for listening. Quick one, but we got something out there for you. Axton, have fun deer hunting. It's a well-deserved break for you, and we'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place. Have a good one. Good luck. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the IDP Plus YouTube network. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be sure to tap the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload new content.